Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Hey you guys, it's MJ and welcome back to Pet Adventures again. Today is kind of a very informative video for anybody experiencing this, but it's a little sad. My fish, all my fish in my 20-gallon with all my mollies and stuff ended up getting ick. They got ick. If you don't know what ick is, it is a common white spotted disease that most fish get. In short simple terms, that's basically what it is. And I have been having to treat it for the past whole week. So, good news, the ick is basically gone. I don't really see any white spots on my fish anymore. We caught it really early and luckily everything turned out okay. And so, since things are going so well and I know that this medication is working, I thought I would show you guys how I've been treating my fish for the past week. And, you know, if you guys ever have any problems with the ick disease for your fish, you can use this as well. Now, of course, the instructions will be slightly different according to how small and big your tank is, but, you know, just kind of, you know, get some common sense in there. But, you know, I will always answer any questions you guys have down below. But yeah, let's get started. So to start off with, I have been doing this treatment for about a week now. I think I may have only 2 or 3 more days. So you do need to do this kind of treatment every single day. I like to do mine around maybe 12 p.m. Also, try to make sure that you don't have any activated carbon in your filter while you're doing this treatment for the week, because it will get messed up otherwise. You'll only need 3 items for this entire treatment. All you'll need is Ultimate Water Conditioner, IckX, and a measuring cup. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off all the power. That way the filters aren't going or anything like that. And also, you know, no fish can get sucked in while I'm doing a water change. So turn off all the power on your aquarium. And now that we've taken out all that water, you're going to add your water conditioner to make sure your water is completely safe. So as I said before, we're only going to be using the water conditioner that's by Ultimate. So now this really depends. I use 2 teaspoons for my 20 gallon because it is 1 teaspoon per 10 gallons. And once you've added that, then you can start filling up your water. You can do it by the hose that you probably have outside, or you can do it through just using a water jug through the sink. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be putting all the water back in. And don't forget to make sure that the temperatures are matched up good enough before you add the water. You really want to make sure that your tap water is not too cold or too hot, depending on what temperature it is in your tank. So just be careful with that. Now that all of that's been filled up, all you're going to do lastly is add your ICX. Now be extra careful because the ICX can pour out pretty fast. So it's exactly the same thing with the Ultimate. I'm going to be using 2 teaspoons because this is also 1 teaspoon per 10 gallons. So for the ICX, just use 2 teaspoons if you have the 20 gallon or 1 teaspoon if you have a 10 gallon. But before I do actually add it to the aquarium, what I like to do is make sure that you turn all the power back on and that the filter is running. The reason why is because you don't want the ICX to get straight up in everyone's faces and you don't want them breathing it in like crazy. So it really mixes in the water really well if you pour it right next to the filter. That way, you know, the solution is basically going everywhere in the tank and it's mixing well. And as far as the treating goes, that is basically the whole process. Just make sure that you rinse your measuring cup out right away because the ICX can stain a bit, so you don't want that happening. And I recommend doing this at least for a whole week. It really should help. It definitely helped me, and there was no real harm to any of my fish at all. And good luck! So I hope this video helped you guys out if you're having any problems with the ick disease in your fishies. Many happy wishes and prayers to all your fishies and maybe any other pets that you might have at the moment. And you know, I know it can be really, really tough when all of your most prized fish get something like that. It really stresses you out. And not to mention, I really should probably make this in another video. This is probably not shocking, but pretty sad to mention, but I did have to end up euthanizing Candy. Finally, I actually did it, and I cried like a baby over it. Like, I cried so hard over it. You know, I was like bawling my eyes out in the bathroom before I went to work. I was just like, this sucks. And not to mention, I had to euthanize another fish with him because that fish died of some stress that was going on with another fish with him. And then Brownie currently has a respiratory infection. Luckily, I'm going to make him an appointment today to go to the vets. But please, you guys, you know, I mean, Brownie has been with me for a very long time, and I guess the reason why I was so sad about Candy was because I had that fish for 2 years, and I've also been having Brownie for 2 years. So, you know, it gets pretty sad when you keep an animal around that long and they get sick or die. And I seem alright right now, but trust me, that's only because I got all my crying out of the way. I got all my anxiety out of the way. I was a mess when all of that was happening. Like, I shouldn't have even went to work because I felt like crap the whole day. And I know that was just sad to talk about, but at least, you know, at least Candy isn't suffering anymore. And I wouldn't worry too much about Brownie because the vet I'm going to has worked with one of the jobs that I worked with, and you know, he's, you know, they're used to treating, you know, mice, rats, little reptiles and stuff like that. But on a happier note, I just want to update you guys that I do have a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you guys want to check me out on those social medias, they are right here, and they're also in the links down below, so go check those out. And just an update here on my website. My website is basically finished, all ready to go. All I have to do is get my products on there, and I'm able to get my products on there. The only thing that I'm having a little trouble with is figuring out what kind of designs I want to use. So at the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys some designs and some animals that you may want on the shirts. Just go ahead and make a vote down below in the comments what kind of designs and animals you want to see on my shirts on my website. My website should be open for business completely at least by mid next month, and I am super excited about that, you guys. You are going to love it. So please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and give this video a big thumbs up, especially if you love pets, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!